If you happen to see this video, like it. If you like it after watching, leave us a comment. We will be pleased. If. How often do you use if? I'd hazard a guess rather often. Today we're gonna talk about conditionals. But don't say, oh my God. No, we're not gonna talk about 1, 2, 3. We're gonna talk about some peculiar features of conditionals. Let's have a look at the examples. Have you ever seen something like this? If plus past simple and past simple in the main clause. It gives us information about something that was always true. That's a real situation in the past. For example, if I arrived late at the office, my boss got really angry. If here equals whenever. It shows that every time I arrived late, my boss, oh my God, got angry. So that's a typical real past situation. Number 2, if plus should or happen to. This shows possible future situations and their probable results. If you should miss the train, I could drag you there myself. Or if you happen to see Mr. D there, I'll tell him to call you back. This implies that I don't expect you to see Mr. D. So that's very small percent of probability. Situation number 3, but for. But for equals if not. And let's imagine the situation. For example, somebody helped us very much. We are really grateful and we could have trouble. So we might say, if you hadn't helped us, we would have been in trouble. That's a typical conditional. But to make it better, you can a little bit modify it. But for your help, we would have been in trouble. But for plus noun phrase. You can't use the verb after but for, only noun form. But for your help, we would have been in trouble. Have you ever used if with adjectives? If not, try it. If plus adjectives. You have the situation. If it is necessary, take a taxi. Make it shorter. If necessary, take a taxi. If interested, leave us a message. If you've ever been told that if is never used with will, don't believe it. Look here. If plus will and will in the main clause. It is done to make polite request or express insistence or uncertainty. If you will wait a minute, Mr. Jones will be able to see you. Sometimes conditionals are mixed. This means that the time in the if clause is not the same as the time in the main clause. Let's have a look at the examples. If I had taken an aspirin, I wouldn't have a headache now. We have if plus past perfect, which we have taken from the third conditional. I wouldn't have a headache, and would in the main clause, which mean that this situation is about present time. What does it mean? Well, I have a headache now, unfortunately, but I didn't take an aspirin, let's say 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, so somewhere in past. That's why we take this from the third one and this from the second one. Situation number 2. If she was well qualified, she would have got the job. What do we have here? Did she get the job? No, because she was not well qualified. That means that probably she is not well qualified even now. But we have only one result here, which happened somewhere in past, that she didn't get the job. That's why we take if plus past simple which shows that it might be the same even now, and would have done, which shows that this thing had happened. Stay tuned and practice conditionals with Global English.